Oh, nerds, what's up? It's the BigCat. Welcome to the race shop with my two favorite girls here. A little different video for you, something a little new. Maybe some of you like it, maybe some of you won't. There's not going to be any riding, unfortunately, in this one. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm trying to take you guys along maybe on the deciding process, how I go through what I'm going to buy next for a motorcycle. I usually start about this far out. It is December, I believe, 13th today, and the plan would be to buy the new bike September, October of 2018. So right around a little less than a year from now is when I plan to buy the new bike, because I still have a full season left on Big Red here, and Big Red enters her final year of being the primary bike. She won't be going anywhere for sure. She'll be staying. So let's talk. I'm currently considering what I'm going to get for a new bike. I've been looking. I've already narrowed it down to 4 options. So we'll go over the options, the positives, the negatives, and you guys are welcome to comment what you think. You're welcome to like and subscribe to the BigCat Racing channel if you want. We also have a Facebook page. You can search it at BigCat738. We have the HSS Suspension YouTube page and the HSS Suspension Facebook page as well. So feel free to do whatever you want and leave your opinion on what we should do. So why don't we knock out what we're not focusing on. First off, I'm not interested in Husqvarna or KTM. Those are more boutique bikes. They're more expensive, and on average they run about $1,000 more expensive. And for you guys, maybe you think, well, it's well worth it because they have a better clutch, they have electric start, they have better brakes. But if you think about $1,000 more, that's an exhaust, a recluse clutch, a set of tires, wheels, and an oversized front brake. Like, not individually, but individual items. An exhaust you could get for $1,000. A new clutch you could get for $1,000. Wheels and tires you could get for $1,000. You know, you could make upgrades that you wanted, and they have one key ingredient that I want nothing to do with it, and it's an air fork. Maybe the WP air fork is good and great, like everyone says. Maybe it's better than any of the Japanese air forks, but I just don't want an air fork, plain and simple. So they're off the table and they're more expensive. So Kawasaki right now, they're still running the Show Attack air fork, so that eliminated them. In 2019, if one comes out with spring forks, it might enter the picture, but as of right now, it's not on the options. I was really interested in getting back on a Suzuki, but everything I read about and everything, and there's just some things that I just don't want to deal with it. So I've narrowed it down to 4 bikes, and actually not all 4 of them are motocross bikes. So I guess you guys can give me your input. So the 4 bikes, we'll start off with bike number 1. I posted on the Facebook page, is a 2018 YZ450F, right here. All right, so the positives to that bike, Yamaha is superior in durability. They have the best suspension. They now have electric start. It's a little heavier, but listen, I'm a Vet A or 450B rider at an amateur level. I think everyone gets caught up too much in weight. At our level in the amateur motocross series that most of us race throughout the country, the weight that bike has over, say, the next bike it doesn't even matter, because I don't care what any of you say, you're not that in tune to the weight of the bike. I can feel if a bike is heavier than another bike, but 6 pounds is not going to wear me out more than 6 pounds less. So it is what it is. It's gone up in price a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with that. It has a lot of power, but since I could hook it up to my iPhone and change the maps, that's a positive. So I like that idea. And everything about the bike, it's super durable. It looks super good. So I'm pretty excited about that bike, and that is, I would say, it's up towards the top. The next bike that we're going to talk about would be a 2018 YZ252 stroke right here. So, the YZ252 stroke. You know, most of you might not know, I spent my youth riding and racing Yamahas. That's where I started. That's what my dad thought was the best brand. So I raced YZ80s, YZ125s, and YZ250s. I haven't had one. The last new YZ252 stroke that I bought was in 2003. I haven't had one since then. I have had a couple two strokes, but nothing too crazy. I had a CR125. I have a 89 CR125. And with the YZ250, it's super fun bike. It's kind of turning into like they have a cult following almost. Like everyone wants to reclaim the two-stroke because it's so much cheaper. And I agree that they're cheaper. They're cheaper to buy. Upgrades are cheaper. And cost of ownership, they say, is cheap. Or the whole engine for $500. But if you take into consideration that I got to do 3 top ends a season, if I ride them as much as I ride these, then I'm really not saving that much as far as initial cost of ownership, only if there's a catastrophic failure, which I hope not to have any on any of them. So the third bike, we're going to move this way, is a 2018 CRF 250R. Obviously, I'm a Honda guy through and through. I bleed red and Honda red. I have a great relationship. I race for a Honda dealership. I've been on Hondas for a long time. I love 250 4-strokes. Like I'm not great, but I'm good at racing a 450, but I have way more fun riding a 250 more often than I do 450. And where I'm moving now more into the pro practicer type of thing, a 250 as my primary bike seems like a lot of fun, and it's an awesome bike. It's similar, I mean, it's got the same suspension, it's got all that stuff, so I know I'll already be comfortable on it, but I'm always comfortable on every Honda I ever ride, so that's not even a question. So that one is pretty close tied with the YZ450F at the moment. The big downfall to that is dual exhaust is just so expensive, and I hate the way the single looks on it. Every time FMF puts out a single, I got a single on the 14 trail bike. It's a mile long out the back of the number plate, and it's just, I don't know. That's definitely something to think about. And then a dual exhaust is crazy, even sponsored. But that is option number 3. And then option number 4 is the Honda Montesa Coda 260. It's a trials bike. I've never done any trials. I've definitely been interested in it like forever. I'd like to do it. I could ride it in the backyard and set up a course, so that's really an alluring prospect. However, I have no experience. I've never seen anyone ride one in person. I've never ridden one, and I don't even know if I'll like it. And the thought of buying a new one, paying $8 grand, seems a little risky if I don't like it, and then I'm just stuck with it, or I try and sell it. And there's not a huge market for trials bikes, so I could just be stuck with it. So I wonder if maybe buying a used trials bike would be the smarter alternative to going and buying a new one. So those are the 4 bikes. I'm going to bring you along. I'll update you as I get closer to making a decision this next year. Obviously, like I said, I know this ain't a normal video. It's not a riding video. I'm transitioning between GoPros because I just sent the Hero 5 to Dio because I liked the Session better, so I'm going to buy a new Session. And, you know, I'll keep you updated, keep you pinned, and we'll go through this journey together. When I actually go and buy it, well, I'll bring you along. So thanks for tuning in for another BigCat video. Keep it pinned. We love having you. And that's it for now.